Because the times
Woke up this morning thinking about
Those summer days.
best friend got caught up when I stayed in Douglasville. Doing some stuff by myself. I'm a
Hey everyone, what's going on with y'all today? I got Atlanta Boy, the merch. So this is what we rocking this year. We're Atlanta boys, we Atlanta girls, we Atlanta people. We represent where we from, and I'm from Atlanta. So y'all should be getting some merch with the Atlanta Boy, or y'all can call me Tario. If y'all do get the merch, y'all can text me on Tario_3000, and I will shout you out and post you. This is all the merch right here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at the art print. Okay, look at the well, we don't really mess with Galaxies here. We iPhone gang, but it's okay if you do have a Galaxy or a Samsung. We do not discriminate. You know, that being said, go ahead and get yours at redbubble.com. Peace. What's good, everyone? So today, Kendrick Lamar talks about you and his depression and suicidal thoughts. MTV News. Let's get into it.
I feel like the album goes along a certain path, and you to me feels like the turning point, like the access
Part
of the
two.
album, and
Exactly.
a lot of it revolves around that track. I mean, I'm just gonna get right into it, man. And you know, we know each other. We text each
Yeah,
other
yeah.
back and forth
All the
sometimes
time.
just because it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yo, how you doing?
Yeah.
And I was surprised to hear some of the things that you were saying
Yeah.
right here when you talk about depression and reveal suicidal thoughts. And I'm
Right.
like, is this real? Is there poetic license? Like, where did that come from? What prompted that?
I think I've pulled that song not only from previous experiences, but I think my whole life. I think everything is drawn out of that. Even situations from Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, man. Like, suicide and depression. I had depression. I was depressed because I feel like for a sec, music wasn't gonna be what I think it's gonna be. It's not gonna play out for me. But I don't know. Because I'm 19 years old, and at my age, you're supposed to start making names for yourself. Start making all the money you can. Start putting music out. Chase your dreams. When you 14, 15, I didn't worry about that shit. I ain't like these kids now that's trying to make $1 million by the age of 15. No, I'm trying to be a kid at the age of 15. But that's just the world I lived in. The world's changing. Nothing wrong with that. Do what you want. But
It
this is
wasn't
real.
that. It wasn't that much.
Listening to this.
It wasn't that vulnerable. Nothing was as vulnerable as that record. So it's even pulling from those experiences of coming up in Compton. It's pulling with the experience of going through change and accepting change. That's the hardest thing for man, accepting change. And when I was on that tour bus and things is happening back home in my city or in my family that I can't do nothing about, it's out of my control, I don't put it in God's hands, I couldn't understand that. And that can draw a thin line, you know, between you having your sanity and you losing it. And this is how artists deteriorate if you don't catch yourself. So with these things happening, my release therapy is writing the music. And this was one of the records that came about. And I said to myself, I couldn't have this album without this record. Because let's put it this way, the overall theme of for me personally for this album is really leadership. How can I use it? For better or for worse, with money and with my celebrity, how can I use it? How can I pimp it? Can I pimp it negatively, or can I pimp it in a positive way? Positive for me is showing what I go through, showing what I've been through with you, and coming all the way back to I and saying I still love myself at the end of the day. And it was vital that I had that on there.
I connect this song a lot to a song, a bonus track that you had on Good Kid, Mad City, Black Boy Fly.
Yeah.
Which was interesting, where you talk about, I used to be jealous of Aaron Afalo,
Right.
who was an NBA player who came up in Compton like you. And to me, I see it like if y'all Compton caterpillars
Yeah.
that turned into butterflies, he turned into the butterfly, and
Yeah.
then there was a jealousy and an envy that he got out to see
Exactly.
the world and make it
Yeah,
out.
Exactly.
You make it out, and then you rap, a friend never leaves Compton for profit.
Yeah.
Like it's some serious survivor's guilt going on.
It's definitely survivor's guilt. A lot of the album has that survivor's guilt from institutionalized. How can I use my influence with other cats coming into the city and me still being involved in the activities, you know, inside the streets? How can I influence that in a positive way? That's part of survivor's guilt. I'm feeling all these things while I'm on tour, to be 100% real with you.
When you're supposed to be
enjoying it, yeah. Whether you Kanye tour, tour prior to that, before that, when I went overseas, you know, I gotta get off stage and almost face the madness and get these calls. You feel me? Like, it's real, man. 3 of my homeboys that summertime, was murdered.
Right.
You know, close ones too, not just somebody that I hear about. These people I grow up with. So it all psychologically it messes your brain up because you live in this life, you know what I'm saying? But you still have to face realities of this. I got to get back off that tour bus and go to these funerals, you know, and go talk to my moms and talk to their aunties, the kids that you know lost their lives.
And your sister, you talked about your sister being pregnant and not being able to lead her maybe on a path that was more responsible.
Even that, you know, from my sister to my little cousins, and to other siblings around me that's coming up. How can I be a voice for all these people around the world and can't reach them like I want to?
Right.
And they're the closest to me. That's a trip. That's truly a trip to me. And everybody go through trials and tribulations and make mistakes, but for me personally, somebody else's mistake, I tend to fault myself.
You put a lot of pressure on yourself, man.
Yeah.
You put a lot of pressure on yourself.
A lot. But, you know, I don't know. I can't really have a true reason behind it, but I think this is just how I was raised and how I was born, you know?
Okay. Then right after you comes All Right. Like, It almost seems, I almost feel guilty for going through something so deep as you, and then I in the car the other day, and All Right came on right after, and then I'm just like, you know, because it felt like it don't happen that quick. Or when was the realization for you that you gonna be all right, that we gonna be all right?
That I'm gonna be all right. The more and more I got to travel. When I went to Africa and I got to see other people's problems, you know, they struggle maybe 10 times harder, you know, and I was raised, you know, crazier than what I was. Going out there really inspired. I wrote a lot of records off the album just by visiting South Africa and being able to move around like I did. And that was the moment I knew, okay, I can either pimp this situation or I can fall victim to it. You know what I mean? And that was a turning point. Yep.
Okay. How much a dollar costs?
Yeah.
This is one of those tracks where, and I appreciate you for this as a hip hop fan, there's a couple tracks on there like this, but when you listen to it and you're like, wait, did that just happen? And then you rewind it.
Yeah. It's a true story.
So.
Yeah, I mean, where was that? Johannesburg.
Okay.
Johannesburg. And I always flirted with the idea, just my imagination, you know, rolling past people that we consider bums or homeless, and saying to myself, what if that was the moment, you know, this is not a human form, but this is a mortal form of an angel, testing your integrity to actually stop, not just give them money, but talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And this was one particular situation where I came across this as evidence, again, being out there. I'm looking at this guy on the side, you know. We stop, we getting gas or whatever, and I'm just ignoring them because from where I come from, these just panhandlers.
Yeah,
you know?
you don't engage.
Yeah, I don't engage. I know what you're gonna do with the money. You're gonna smoke it off. You're gonna get some crack or whatever. Even if how much you tell me that you want to do this, when I know what you're gonna do, so I'm not gonna engage in it. But the moment I actually engaged with him, he said, God bless you. You know, this is your calling. And it blew my mind. Like, really tripped me out, making me think these are moments in my life deeper than just handing somebody $1. These are actually moments of integrity, being able to actually talk to somebody. Me talking to him was simply a thank you from God, you know what I'm saying? And I felt God speaking through him to get at me, you know, and it was really a real trip. And I tend to always bottle these ideas in because I want to share them with the world. And that's how you get a record, like how much $1 costs.
Okay. It's interesting on this album because you talk to God through, you know, you feel like you're talking through God through somebody homeless, maybe a bum. And there's also parts in the album where you speak to Lucy, Lucifer,
the
devil. So you
it's trippy.
You see both sides of.
Yeah, man. It's when I go inside, I may do an after party. I see it all around, man. I may do an after party, and this is how I'll be able to write these records, because it's not just the positive energy that speaks to me, it's the negative too, it's the evils too, and we all have temptations. You know, me, I'm just fortunate enough to translate them temptations through record. You know, I always said this is truly a gift for me. Putting these records out is a gift for me because I'm not only a voice for myself, but I'm a voice for people who can't express themselves like that. And Lucy is one of my favorite records because it's me actually coming to realization of the evils rather than acting like it's not going around. My thoughts are not happening. My thoughts are happening right in front of my face. I gotta present them.
That reminded me in a way, and not to compare it to anything, because I do think this is an original, maybe one of the most original works we've seen in a long time, but it reminded me a little bit of Snoop and Murder Was the Case. Where he had that conversation with the devil, with Lucifer, and that temptation was in his face. And it seems like a metaphor for something, but so you see this temptation in the after parties, be it alcohol, women,
yeah, for sure,
bad deals. Not all money is good money.
Right, exactly. And we fall victim to it every day. You know, it's a tough thing to deal with. And me talking to Snoop and actually having a conversation with him, I know the story. I know the trial and tribulations he's been through with fame, fortune, and loss. You know, so whether I know it or not, that's definitely an influence. That's definitely influence.
Well, what I got from this, God speak to us in many ways. Like, I remember one day I was doing driving class, right? And some random black dude came up to me and just started talking to me about, hey man, can we talk? I was like, sure, I don't mind. And we just started having this amazing conversation. And realized he's like 25. He said, yeah, bro, I drink all the time. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I wish I had help. I was like, dang. What is God trying to tell me? What higher power trying to tell me something? What did I learn from that? He said, don't be like me. Keep doing your driving lessons. Get your car and live your dreams. My dad. I ain't gonna go too deep in that. No, I'm not gonna say that. Only thing I'm gonna say is chase your dreams. Lucy is out here in the form of women, men, money, temptation in general. Whatever you like, it's out here. And sorry, my shoulder got itchy. Fuck. It's like that's why I try to pray all the time. But I don't know. That being said, let me know what y'all think in the comments below about this. Peace.
Mario the poet.